And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
And another Saturday morning and another unedited, unrehearsed, unscripted version of the best 60-ish seconds of your week, which we hope you'll like, subscribe to, and especially comment to, because your comments do mean something, and I promise I'll look at every single one. I may not be able to respond, at least not in a timely fashion, but I promise to take a look at them. And this week, a lot of the conversation was centered around Donald Trump and two particular things. One, his taking on the Pope, and two, this AI image that he circulated of him as some messianic type of prototype hovering over apparently a sick person. It was roundly and properly dissed by both Catholics, Protestants, evangelicals, etc. Some calling it blasphemous, and I'm not sure that you couldn't call it that. Just completely and totally uncalled for, unnecessary, and frankly, another, I would say, forced error. Now, some people say this is because President Trump likes to focus the attention over here while he's doing that over there, but you've got to wonder. And the other thing President Trump did this week was take on Pope Leo. As a Catholic, I have to say that was maybe a little bit beyond the pale as well. I don't agree with the Pope on everything, but I certainly am not going to call him out in public. And it really doesn't matter whether I agree with the Pope or not. And it really doesn't matter whether Donald Trump does or not. Politically, this is taking on at least a large segment of 75 to 80 million Catholics in this country. That just doesn't add up real well politically. And secondly, it just doesn't make real good sense to take on the Holy Father in the way that Trump did, in kind of a little backyard squabble. I mean, this isn't some guy down on the corner in Queens. This is the vicar of Christ on earth to those who believe in the faith of the Catholic Church. And I hope you weren't paying this close of attention this week, but Abigail Spanberger, the left-wing governor of Virginia, this week signed her state's version of the National Popular Vote Compact. Now, this isn't something that just came down the street a couple of months ago. It's been around for 2 decades, kind of wallowing in the mire. It's a terrible idea. Proponents are almost exclusively Democrats, trying to figure out a backdoor way to squeeze more electoral juice for themselves and, in so doing, to win the White House more. It has lots and lots of problems, both constitutionally, whether or not you can even do it constitutionally, but B, whether or not you're binding your state forever by the passage of these various resolutions, etc., in support of the National Popular Vote Compact. It's a bad idea. It always will be. It should be roundly rejected, and hopefully it will be. And finally, as the world gets ready for the Penn Relays next week, I was reminded of how important an event it is because the guy that takes care of me says, I ran in the Penn Relays. And I said, really? I said, so did I. So it covers generations. It covers thousands, hundreds of thousands of fans through just a single season, but through the years. And it's great sport. And another story from my home state of Pennsylvania, Lehigh University plates 20 runs. Think about that in the very first inning, an NCAA record for baseball. And they did it amazingly on just 3 hits. That's almost impossible, but apparently the Coppin State pitchers couldn't get the ball across the plate, had scores of walks and hit by pitches, etc. So 3 hits, put them a grand slam, got them 20 runs. So kudos to Lehigh. And for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.